So there's a Peoria police officer who's in the news, and I guess what happened is he lives in Gilbert, and there was some issue with one of his neighbors, and the neighbor is alleging that the neighbor was playing hide and go seek with their kids, which doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know the full story. I wasn't there. I have no idea. I caught this on local news last night, but according to what the local news report is, this neighbor said he was playing hide and seek in his car. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But at some point in time, he's driving by the officer, and the officer is alleging, and the officer is off duty. Again, a Peoria officer is alleging that the neighbor tried running the officer over. The neighbor's alleging that the officer, that was not the case, and the officer was upset about something or another, and the officer threw a trash can at the neighbor's car, his truck, and put a big dent in it. And so I guess the neighbor's being charged with, I believe, assault. The Peoria police officer, off-duty police officer, is not being charged with anything. Again, I have no clue. I'm not going to say that the officer should be charged or should not be charged, or the neighbor should or should not be charged. Without me being there, without seeing exactly what happened, that would be unfair for me to say, both to the officer and to the person that now has a case in Gilbert. But what I will have to say is that we represent a lot of people for assault. If based off of the facts, the neighbor could be charged with assault, and he did get charged with assault, but he also could have been charged with endangerment, which is a class 1 misdemeanor. When it comes to an assault, it's more than just the traditional I punched you or you punched me, or I shoved you or you shoved me. So there doesn't necessarily have to be contact. You know, for instance, if I intentionally moved my hand and made a gesture for you to think that you were going to be hit by me, that's assault. So anything I do, any kind of gesture that a person makes that would put a person in imminent fear of harm, that's assault. So that's why this person's being charged with assault. I really encourage, whether it's Gilbert or anywhere else, if you're being charged with anything, hiring a lawyer is an investment, okay? So it's a good investment for somebody to go with you who's hopefully has done this thousands of times, and I have, thousands of times, and knows what to do, knows what a good outcome is, knows what a bad outcome is not going to be stuck in a dead end. And so I see a lot of that where people don't hire a lawyer, and they call us and they say, well, I went to court and the prosecutor offered, you know, this, which is a bad deal. What do I do now? So they don't know that there are different options, the different avenues to explore, how to interview a police officer, how to go about interviewing a police officer, how to look at, investigate a case, what charges can be reduced to. So they're left in the dark. Look, we don't charge a lot of money. In the whole scheme of things, we do not charge a lot of money for assault, okay? Or you would find that a lot of the charges we represent people for, we don't charge a lot of money. I tell everyone the same thing. While it may sting in the short term for you to pay us, don't think of it as a bill. Think of it as an investment. We're going to get you a good outcome. We're going to most likely get a better outcome than you would get on your own. Let's fast forward a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years from now, okay? You're not going to miss the money. You're going to be glad that you hired a lawyer. You're going to be impressed with the service that you received. If you don't believe me, just read our reviews, okay? So, again, going back to this person, I don't know. I wasn't there again. I don't know if he did or if he did not do it, or if the officer did or did not do it, or was acting within self-defense. Who knows? But what I do know is this person being charged with an assault, hopefully they've hired a lawyer, okay? If you find yourself in the same situation and you're in Gilbert, call me, 602-980-1987.